We are building an artificial environment in our cities and villages, admiring the beauty of our own creations, but unconsciously we leave our mark everywhere. The things we use and forget to properly dispose of, we just leave them. Like gods, we are the creators of garbage. If the city has its own service to collect garbage and clean the city, what is the situation in the country? We treat garbage as something natural. It has become a part of our daily routine. Most of us perceive garbage as a regular component of the surrounding landscape. Or maybe most of us do not perceive the surrounding landscape without garbage. Is it normal? What garbage can be found outside the city? Where is it? And how much of it is there? And how does it affect animals and plants and us, humans, its creators? The Caspian Sea is the world's largest continental body of water. In so much as it is of oceanic origin and large in size, it is considered the sea. But by definition, the Caspian is a lake, since it doesn't have a direct connection to the ocean. Moreover, not a single river flows from it. Previously, the Caspian was famous for its wealth of fish. More than 130 species of fish are found here. Did you know that 90% of all black caviar on the planet came from sturgeons of the Caspian Sea? Now there are no past riches, and the 5 Caspian bordering countries are concerned about how to preserve sturgeon species. However, one species counted as part of fish resources, despite not being a fish, doesn't seem to interest anyone. This happens contrary to the fact that it is listed in the Red Book of International Union for Conservation of Nature. Previously, it was fished out on a dramatic scale and used for valuable skins for fashionable hats and collars, and as fat for the soap production and for medicinal purposes. It was used and abused indefinitely and benefited to an unthinkable extent. In the end, it was reduced to almost complete extinction. It is the Caspian seal and is the only marine mammal of the Caspian. The species has not yet been studied. They used to be abundant on the beaches, but now it must be sought for years just to be observed. That was the fate of a fish resource that is not a fish. You may say, what do the garbage and the seal have in common? That is what our film is all about. Who are we? Some of us live permanently on the shores of the Caspian Sea. We are local residents. Others are researchers. We live 2,000 kilometers from the sea, but for many years we have been surfing across it. Preservation of the Caspian seal is our goal. The Caspian Sea can meet you differently. It can let you listen to a quiet sunset, meet a quiet dawn, embrace you in silence, whisper something, and inspire. On the other hand, it can greet you with a display of force both with a storm and a blowing wind. The sea is inviting, lives with you, and gives you a helping hand. By the sea, you can just relax and forget about your problems. So what is the sea? A place of rest or a dump for all things brought and left here on the shore? For many people, a place of resort and a garbage dump are the same things, and the Caspian is seen as both. At the dump you can find anything. It needs to be seen to be believed. Good words can hardly be found when you see all this stuff on the shore of the Caspian. A particular category of garbage is fishing nets. Fishing nets, as fishermen say, are expensive. But for some reason, the owners or just other fishermen finding these nets do not bother to pick them up and continue to use them. So why? Is it because fishing is a profitable business and covers the cost of repeated acquisition of nets without the need to spend time unraveling and repairing them? Is it because half of the abandoned nets belong to the accounts? In other words, they have a large mesh, more than 10 centimeters spacing, and are mainly intended for fishing sturgeons, prohibited for fishing. Is it because the vast majority of nets with a smaller mesh are the nets of synthetic monofilaments, featuring good catchability and low cost compared to nets of multi-core nylon? Nets of small mesh monofilaments are therefore prohibited for use in Kazakhstan. They cannot be reused, and while they catch well, they break quickly, and because of their low cost it is easier to leave them at sea and throw them ashore and buy new ones. Abandoned nets pose a huge threat to the life of the Caspian seals at sea. Thousands of the seals die annually after becoming entangled and injured in these nets. Thousands. These nets are one of the main troubles of the Caspian seal. So how many of these nets are there? The Tupkaragan Cape, which in Kazakh means looking deep into the Caspian Sea, meets the winds blowing from all sides. It offers a magnificent view of the sea. Ships and boats for hunting the seals used to depart from here. Now at its tip you can find the largest port, Bautino. The coast of the Cape has beautiful sandy beaches with small and bizarre bays surrounded by rock formations. This is a favorite place for fishermen and vacationers. We decided to find out what traces the fishermen and the men resting on the Cape leave. Garbage was at every step. Garbage was diverse. There was a lot of garbage. We picked up and took away everything. Six and a half tons of plastic and glass bottles, broken glass, plastic bags, tires, diapers, cigarette butts, paper, and more. Along the coast, cleaning was completed over a strip 55 kilometers long and from 50 to 100 meters wide. Each kilometer along the way had an average of 120 kilograms of garbage. This is aside from the fishing nets thrown on the coast, which amounted to an additional 3 tons. Eight nets per kilometer off the coast of the Tupkaragan Peninsula were found. The coast of the Caspian seems entangled in garland. In total, more than 400 nets were collected. In almost every 10th net, the remains of entangled seals were found. Is this the reason why expensive abandoned nets are carried ashore, due to the swollen corpses of seals? An unsightly picture takes shape. Can we just fence ourselves off from the garbage, creating at least a piece of the coast and the sea without garbage and abandoned nets, creating at least the appearance of our piety towards the Caspian and thereby cleaning our conscience? Meanwhile, the garbage doesn't simply disappear. It disintegrates and dissolves, absorbing the biosphere and creating its own sphere. The sphere of waste, which all living things must adapt to. The garbage sphere. Fishing nets from capron and synthetic monofilaments, plastic bags, and other plastic materials can decompose for tens, even hundreds of years, polluting the soil and water in the process.
Пластиковый мусор под воздействием температуры воды и солнца, постепенно разрушаясь, превращается в микропластик. Микропластик далее рассеивается и попадает в грунт и воду. В каком виде и сколько его в Каспийском море и в прибрежье, в этом цель моих исследований.
There is very little information about the effect of microplastics on the health of animals and humans. This is a great scientific task that must be addressed at the level of international organizations and national governments. However, as exemplified in small section of the Caspian, we can see how much garbage surrounds us. This garbage was not brought by anyone else. We are guilty of its aggregation and distribution on a daily basis. Even in those places that we consider to be a natural environment, garbage is present in huge volumes. It is killing life. The Caspian seal is an example. It is killing us. Outside our house is growing in size. It invades the street, village, city, lake, sea, ocean, and the whole planet. Our way of life must be reasonable. We must learn to live intelligently. The time has come to live wisely.
Прошли 7 километров и собрали 2 мешка сетей.
Эти сети, если в море остаются, обязательно в нее могут запутываться тюлени. То, что наше население не воспринимает нашу экологию как таковую всерьез. Оказывается, все живем просто на мусоре, и это уже просто свалка какая-то.
Да, я хотел увидеть живую тюленя. Вот, хоть я сколько здесь живу, я ни разу не видел. Ну так вот, живую. Мне много рассказывают, что там кто-то их видит часто. И все, пытался найти этих тюленей. Находили только гости, иногда прям бедных тюленей просто так где-то браконьеры убивали. Не знаю, живого так я и не увидел. Мы, которые местные, всегда стараемся убирать, потому что ты знаешь, это твое родное, надо заботиться о нем. Некоторые так, наверное, не считают, а все это смотришь, конечно, печально.